are, my darling. Look at the camera. Little dingy bird in the camera. Can you see it? That's it. Big smile. Wonderful. Same with you, sir. Don't be so solemn. It's a lovely day. Look at that. See the camera there, sir? There we are. Marvellous. Keep looking, sir. Sir, what a marvellous day for you, eh? Not so much losing a daughter as gaining a son, is it? Lovely. Look at the camera, sir, because I want to take a nice picture. That's right, sir. God bless, eh, Mr. Swadden?
English as tuppence, changeless as canal water, nestling in green nowhere, armoured and effete, bold flag-bearer, lotus-fed Miss Havishambling, hermit, crab, tight-fist eremite, feudal still, reactionary, Rawlinson End. Sir Henry Rawlinson surfaced from the blackness, hot and fidgety fuss, bother and itch, conscious mind coming up too fast for the bends, through pack-ice thrubbing seas, boom sounders, blow holes,
filth hounds of Hades,
harsh croak blind pews, tip-tap talking for escape from his pressing skull. With a gaseous grunt, he'd slit peered at the cold trench Florrie had left on her side of the bed.
Black spot. God's turbulent tooth. Do I need a dare of the hog?
Mrs. E! Cock over! Safety off! Mrs. E!
Yes.
I don't know what I want, but I want it now.
Fried or fried, dear?
Now!
Fried?
I want my meat burnt, like St. Joan. Bring me Calvin's horseradish with vicious mustards to pierce the tongue like Cardigan's lancers.
Don't know how I got out of bed this morning. Had it all down one side. Put me foot down. God, it was like tugging into the mains. It shot me right up. And I came over all giddy. I thought, oh no, I'm going. I could smell the lilies. It's lovely. Just wanted to lay back, but I can't recline. He's put me on tablets. Of course I can't sleep, not since Mr. E passed over. It's like having your leg off. You think it's still there in the bed. It was 33 years last Tuesday. Used to love doing for him. So they put him to sleep with his mouth clamped open, dear. Yes, and they put a little pat of butter on the pillow. there was this male nurse standing by with a club all night, so that when the tapeworm popped out for the butter, she'd bash it one.
Morning, ma'am. I filled in the grave nice.
Perhaps you'd care to wash your hands.
No, thank you, Miss. Sorry, ma'am. No, I did that up against that big tree out there before I come in here.
Very well. Now, I'd like you to set up the cards and put down some sawdust in the dining room. My brother, Lord Tarquin Portley, and the Lady Philippa of Staines are coming over for the blazing.
Get a shifty on, will you?
I reckon it would be smarter if Master would let me buff it up a bit. Shiny always looks dandy.
For the umpteenth time, I'm supposed to be an impecunious jungle bunny, not the bonnet of me rolls. God's teeth. He bought me another pair with seams up the back. Legs don't have seams. Now, creak off, check the library. Hey, hello, Sahib. It's about time you got that thing well oiled. If I can manage it every day, I'm damned if I can see why books should stay sober.
Disguised as a person of foreign extraction, Henry monthly rode to the sewage farm in Concreton, where, high-stepping over the revolving sprinklers, he found in the muck blessed relief from his lumbago. It was filthy work fraught with fearful dangers.
Hello? Hello, Bush. Where are you off to?
You impertinent lout. You know who I am? I'm Sir Henry. I'm Hugh Bliet.
What are you, some sort of artist, then?
Yes. I'm especially fond of Michelangelo, the two men responsible for the Cistern Chapel. Like the moderns, too. Avocado da Vinci and Anonymous Bosch, the secret Nazi. Then there's Albrecht Dürer, the sensitized German woodcutter. Strange man, always made a pinhole in every 100th of his editions.
Now, you listen, Mush, I don't reckon you're a proper Sambo at all. For starters, your bacons are all streaky.
What? I decidedly is a Sambo, regard my earrings.
Well, they look like cotton reels to me.
Cotton reels? These are my ancestral eardrums.
You're not Elephant's trunk, are you?
I'm as sober as a judge. And I'm also a magistrate.
Hold on, yes, I've definitely got you tumbled, haven't I? Of course you ain't a Sambo. You are Sir Henry, me blinking Rawlinson Sunshine.
You stinking swin.
Watch me, Lingo. Might have to arrange a nasty there. I think I'd better bowl over and see the chief.
It dawned on clever Bullethead that Sir Henry me blinking Rawlinson Sunshine, disguised as a Sambo astride a unicycle, must mean something. A word with the chief was indicated. Mr. Slodden, clergyman defrocked, eyes deep set in squinty caves of suspicion, plumbed in cheeks of polished liver, above a greasy dog collar, snatching and savaging his throat, and himself squeezed to a rupture, coughing horribly with a bitter greed.
Thought you'd be here. Bit of luck. Saw Sir Henry me blinking Rawlinson Sunshine. Would you believe it? Dressed as a Sambo. Tossed him for a fiver.
Verily the heathen. Would you have the convenience of the smoke?
An oily rag, anytime you're matter. Now, all good stuff. Saloon bar shag. Lipstick on the tips and no gobbing. Lovely. I can't think why he does it. Barmy. Definitely ginger, of course.
Hubert says he's invented a magnet that picks up wood. The silly sod.
Cravat high in rivers, shimmering with piranha. Gah! Spot ball to red and into middle pocket.
Dear boy, I've known swamp fever myself. 10 days and 100 madness-filled nights sweating out the filth in a mud hut so small even the bloody rats were hunchbacked.
Some of the customs involved goiters. Horrid rituals, Pater. Red spots to the corner hole.
I never met a man I didn't mutilate.
The tropics, damn and barda. Murderous, yet curiously magnetic.
A visit to the stately seat might prove a profitable magnum bonum. Mind you, there might be a few bob in it. I'll keep my minces peeled and worming and try and case the gaff. Chieftain, you are one sweet-smelling geranium. To those sleek bastards who make me writhe.
Oh, leave it out, Chief. We're here on business.
Sheer brute understanding, really.
Shrunken heads. The gang I bumped into inflated them like Halloween balloons. The hot breath of the chief kept him aloft. Seeing those things, grinning, floating over the jungle, put the shits up even the Chivaros.
Oh, Mrs. E. Until you learn to take your teeth out, I'll not up your salary. Awkward beasts, these Winkles.
Drunken! Bit frisky this morning. Better give her another couple of breaks.
Your Uncle Hubert uses these Winkles as earplugs. Turns my belly to see him of a morning fiddling about with his lacos with a pin. Don't know why he bothers. Never hears anything important I have to say.
Teddy Tidy and Nigel Nice. Nice and tidy. Riotous routines daily.
How can you, Teddy? No, the first dance must be yours, Nigel. Gentlemen, excuse me.
Just delivering a rubbery crocodile to enhance Henry's small but daunting prisoner of war camp. Also, hampers of the finest delicacy for the inmates.
That prize Murray yours drunk nearly a pint of laxative this morning, sir.
Thrives on it. Should some rascal pinch the blessed thing and eat it, it'll give him the licorice runs for weeks. That's the trouble with Italian airplanes. Too much hair on the wings.
I said fern roots, dear, but no. By the time the filthy thing slithered out of his mouth, wallop. Well, the nurse had been up half the night, course she missed. He spent another 6 weeks recovering from a fractured skull, and whoosh, the tapeworm was back in him, dear.
What a host of balls she had seen. Gaiety, the brass buttons. Dear Henry, what a kind man he'd always been. There was the time Mr. Cumberpatch, the gardener, sweet old man, hated wasps, always wore bicycle clips when mowing the lawn, fell and broke his leg. He couldn't bear to see even the lowliest of creatures in pain.
Seems a novel enough way to commit suicide. Pass me my pistol. I'll see if I can't bring the blighter down in the lake. What are you doing cowering down there?
Oh, well, it's just out of respect, sir.
You're supposed to love me, you vile jelly. Take that.
The ones I use for defacing Reader's Digest.
I'll see him off the premises myself. The hounds are all fagged out after yesterday's Jehovah's Witnesses. We don't want blood all over the lawns again. Ah! Those simpering Nancy boys are in the house. Scrottum! Swans and trolleys! Ah!
You two will think we're both the right couple of pals.
We'll do your mats.
On, you do your cats. He wears our hats. Leave your
Yes, she. Your friends will say that's
nice
and tidy.
That's nice.
Ooh,
Sir Henry, how nice to see you. To see you.
Do you know what a palmist once said to me? She said, "Will you let go? I am a bulldog, and you will know my bite is worse. Hishy! Hishy! Hishy!
I'm terribly sorry the place is such a mess. Will you stay for a macaroon?
Buller kept his minces peeled and glued to his borrowed binoculars to see Sir Henry's stump to the place of his most jealous and secret passion, that barbed wire cage wherein the Krauts, playthings long post-war, for the Führer of Rawlinson cowed. But to please their Führer, they had constantly to devise ways of escape, that Henry might thwart them. It was well-fed work, but a dread-filled nuisance.
Germany calling, Germany calling. Pum, 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 pum.
The witches attempt to keep Mum in this cathedral.
Ah, sorcery, kidnapping, and desecration.
The solution is in 8 with a Y at the end.
Innate, inborn, native. Savages and jungle bunnies. Donny Kebab and Blitzen. Blitz. Coventry. Coventry.
Coventry. Fill in Coventry immediately, my dear Joe.
Coventry! Filthy town. Dead men don't need haircuts.
Surely not before breakfast.
Yeah! I need your opinion. I'll thrash it out of you. Yeah! Ah! To snort.
On pleasant English evenings, Henry's brother Hubert went angling. Hubert put it about that swans were really giant snorkels, and that they betrayed dinosaur leviathans gliding cold-eyed beneath the lake. As a child, Hubert was unusual. In his adolescence, during the summer, in a northerly direction parallel to the Earth's axis, he would throw himself naked onto the lawn, and with that loathsome bluey Roman clock face tattooed about his private parts, think about Jean Harlow very hard, and from the shadow cast tell the time with remarkable accuracy. He had been told the lake embosomed enormous barbels, and this, translated through his ear trumpet and giggles, became anonymous barbers. He wondered how and why these hairdressers stayed submerged for so long, and was determined to catch one. But it was a waste of time, for white-aproned and deep beneath the mirror surface.
God bless us, stripe me a pinky, we will never bite. There's been many a close shave, but we slippery on customers, stay safely haircut. Cried unhappy, down here underwear, down underwear. We blow away perm shampoo, game and set. Like castaway, refracted fellow, forget. Would you like to see the back of your head, Rene? My greetings to you. Bye, bye.
This same English evening, as Hubert angled and dangled unhappily on, the intimate family assembled for the blazing dinner, an annual do spoilt only by the inevitable ghost. The Lady Philippa, who enjoyed the odd small sherry, and her husband, Lord Tarquin, who enjoyed paying for it. And, being the brother of Florrie, paying for everything else at Rawlinson End.
Capital punishment and corporal punishment must be reintroduced and should be public. Yes, public. Properly staged at the Wembley Stadium. It should be seen. Seen. Death is...
Buller's ferrety eyes clocked the entry of Peregrine Maynard, twit, and his Popsy, the enchanting porcelain young thing.
Hello! Cooey! Anyone at home? Hello? Cooey! Anyone at home?
Cousin Peregrine!
Brave old egg! You look as tanned as an old Etonian's bum.
The tropics old fruit. And who's the lady?
My dry cleaner's best friend.
Heavy petting?
Rather. Listen, have you heard the one about the two gravediggers who went off?
Henry detests water. He even cleans his teeth in rum.
All red and watery. She lost all her eyelashes. I had to wash the crusts off with bicarb of soda.
Soda? Never trusted anything
Ow!
without a cork in it. Learned that from slogging me guts out in the Kalahari against Rommel.
I thought Kalahari was a form of Japanese suicide. They slit the stomach.
No, you silly. That's kamikaze. Kamikaze.
Kamikaze. Brainwashed nips diving headfirst into the lab.
And this gravedigger had tied a piece of cardboard to his back saying, I'm a Turkish student. Please stop me, and I'll show you my bum for a shilling.
Could I scratch mirrors and see them bleed?
Sister!
It came on very quickly. Must have been all that fatty food. One of them got stuck in a duct in his privates, and when they cut it out, it was as big as an orange.
Golly, 9:42 and 37 seconds by the old Quartz Digital. We better be going into dinner.
Not me sporting. Got something a bit exotic up in me room.
Oh, yes, passion fruit, eh?
That was inedible muck, and there wasn't enough of it.
I say, how dare you belch in front of my wife?
Sorry, old man. Didn't know it was her turn.
I thought the pud was absolutely scrumptious. Any chance of a whisper more?
Don't think there was a little too much gristle in the blancmange.
If I had all the money I'd spent on drink, I'd spend it on drink.
Another year dead, mother.
You are without breath, my son, and trousers.
True. The corridors are spiked and endless.
Will you never rest?
Improperly attired, Mamma?
No. No son of Rawlin should be seen without trousers. And yet...
The blazing, soon, and I must walk.
Your brother Henry will be cross.
Normal people like being frightened.
But Henry isn't.
Eat up your haddock, Mamma.
Too cold, and very tired.
Hello, guns, old man. Almost time for walkies. Perhaps tonight.
Generally speaking, when I've eaten something, I don't want to see it again.
Do you care to be fourth man, Sir Henry?
My dear lady, I wouldn't care to have been even the first.
You know, Henry dear, if filthy fingers were trumps, why, what a splendid hand you'd have.
Mind you, the jungle bunnies are not without their own peculiar brand of decency. I'll give you an example. They wouldn't kill a man if he was asleep. No, have to wake him up. One of them told me, charming fella, lips like inner tubes and under torture, naturally, that should the victim's spirit be out of the body at the time of death, it would, on its return, be so outraged it would pursue and torment him for eternity, like the Greek harpics of mythology. Understandable, if you believe that sort of guff. Well, the firing squad formed a circle, and Bunny Winwood gave the order.
Did I hear a flash? Because the cramps he had were awful, dear. Go on, I said, have a nice bowl of liquid paraffin jelly. It'll loosen you up. Oh, no, he said. So I turned round and said, look, a warm half pint of olive oil and a funnel. I don't mind doing it, but not him. He got undressed with the light off. Here you are, dear. I said, do it yourself. Shove a pellet of soap up with a good squirt of cucumber juice.
Mrs. E., when I require an evacuant, I swallow 30 feet of toweling and wait. These are the only spirits I want tormenting my body. When you're dead, you're gone. Afterlife, aftershave. Don't hold with any of it. I don't give a toss what you do with me when I've shrugged off my mortal coil. Now, about these chaps. Put a hand on your chest to wake you up. A chink of reality and you're gone. Here, slit your throat, gouge your eyes out. No compunction.
I was in Africa. Spent some time in the land of the gibber. Picked up a little gibberish, too. Frustrated. I understand the man on top of the trolley bus with a Tommy gun.
Water? Well, dilution. Rope's end, Humbert. Tether snapped. This is an outrage. You have to go.
And how would you propose to proceed with this eviction?
My dear lady, if a thing's worth doing, it's worth forcing someone else to do it.
Oh, Henry, may we employ an exorcist? Bells, books, and...
They say that Mr. Sludden's an executionist. He got rid of Mrs. Headstuffs and boogies with one blow.
What? All right, send for him. Now, where was I? Many years ago, understandable mistake, me brother Humbert and myself out duck shooting.
An understandable mistake? The kind of trifling, piffling bosh shot that might well chance on any Englishman in receipt of 2 bottles of entre-deux legs and 9 balloons of brandy? With a flatulent farewell, the brothers parted. Humbert to seek other and juicier game, sniggering in the telltale reeds. Primed and cocked to bag 2 birds with one rosy one-tooth, timed to a tease. Oh, Rosie, mistress of the fool and bladder, she, hidden hand of all damp sheet guilt, gung-ho for the brutish hump.
Rosie!
And...
Rosie!
The reckoning interruptus. with husband Seth. Swollen, viraginous, cuckold rage, and Shylock Black, how much is it worthness, warred for ascendancy and sturdy Seth. The beast in man, left holding the trousers.
Rawlinson trousers. You won't get far without those.
Lolling in a sodden alcoholic 1805, Henry blear-eyed the mizzen masts and gallant rushes, waving defiance to bold Agamemnon and victory, and saw Kiss Me Hardy, some Dago Frenchy begod, and an understandable mistake. Perhaps not. Henry's love of Florrie, or more particularly her brother Tarquin's money, which would be denied him had Humbert lived, would surely be motive enough for an understandable mistake. And might not the ghost, freed from his search for trousers, speak? And if so, through whom? The dog? I've been very, very naughty. I'd like to entertain you all with a bird impression.
Mummy! Mummy! This is a hurry, hurry! I'm going home.
But darling, darling,
And his burpings, dear. He used to chew cloves and then swiss around with creosote for his bad breath. So I put down a rubber sheet and give him a strong breath dear.
we were going to play doctors and nurses.
What's thinking got to do with decisions?
Mongrels with bank! In short the British!
Naming all the flowers so friendly, shouting at the shrubs so thick. Lo, behold, lobelia, one bite and the bishop was sick. How nice to be in England, now that England's here. I stand upright in my wheelbarrow and pretend I know this here.
So, that's why Gerald spent all that money on plasticine. Tush! Willies! Had he known Humbert, equipped like a stallion, oh, Humbert, and the blazing tomorrow night, and Humbert will walk. Oh, it's a stair carpet, my once love. Oh, how I thrilled when you stood in a hole to kiss me. You called me a perfect brick. Perfect. You huge. Foolish thoughts for a woman already in the twilight of her autumn.
Scraping song of the saw. The dead go drink, the horns go blow at the blazing, oh, the blazing.
A little closer with the tips, I think. A little more Rossetti with the pulse. Almost.
It was a bold try, and damn close, too.
Oh, yeah.
I am the Antichrist.
Oh.
Will you deny me?
Oh, Mr. Slodden, for all Jolly Joe's sake.
The very reverend.
Oh, the very reverend, for God's sake, leave it, huh?
I will cling to the old rugged cross. It is a Te Deum and serendipitous day to rejoice, Bullet Head. I have been summoned.
Oh, well, it's a suit, collar and tie job, isn't it? There's bound to be an old boiler on the bench, at least one. Give her the eye job. She'll see you're all right. You're too old for postal, and anyway, they'll never send down a sky pilot, will they?
Your wit would not threaten a shrew's brain for occupation. I have been summoned to Rawlinson End to lay, explicate, and exercise their gusto.
Oh, nice one, nice one. An inside job.
It is, Bullet Head, and Deo Valentia job that requires a deft eye for the Delph Blue, the Tang, and the Ming.
Oh, I don't think there's a lot of minge about, Chief.
I refer to the Wedgwood, the Waterford, precious and most portable objects, without which a great house would be naked and graceless.
Hey, I'll go have a gander at the gaff.
Lilliput. I have a macrocosmic view of things temporal. Who's that?
It's a juicy rabbit. One for the pot, one shot.
Would you slaughter one of God's creatures?
It's worth a couple of sheets.
Kill it.
You're expected, Mr. Sutton. Perhaps you'd like to lean there for a moment while I fetch the mistress.
Time for time to flash her dazzling dentures. Hey, oh, oh, the way things are. The cracks are showing.
Excuse me, what's that?
The cracks are showing.
I am indeed hard of hearing. The confessional, you see, I hear the poor dead folk on Thursdays. They shout a lot.
I said I hate drafts.
Again, the prisoner's prayer. I like to comfort them on their way to the gibbet. In nomine Patris et come, bless them. But you, sir, with your bearing and natural dignity, can only be.
I am Hubert. I do not know my last name. I was found in a snowdrift, clutching a tiny bundle, and on my finger, no wedding band. Do you like riddles?
Conundrums, anagrams, acronyms, teasers, they all are.
I'm easy to bend, I begin where I end. I'm soft and I'm pink and I'm shy. I'm legless and armless and hairless and harmless. I'll give you 3 guesses. Who am I?
They search for the self, the psyche, the soul, the head and alter ego. God loves sheep, and nudis verdis per obscurum obscurius.
The answer is a worm. You have 2 guesses left.
Keep them by me. There are some things...
I like things. Horace. He donated his head to the family.
Oh? Ah, the satires, the poetic arts. I mean the ars poetica. Perhaps I should have that drink you mentioned.
This is where Humbert walks. Ooh. I don't like stories without pictures I can understand. I get sleepy. I like surprises. He's behind you.
What?
He got anthrax off his shaving brush. The bristles were made of horsehair. Oh! Oh, holiness.
Slodden intended to make his esoteric calling pay. But in Hubert's room, his collection of fruit, gooseberry glades, banana ha-has, coconut follies rearing in a rhubarb moat, and the syrup, acid biting the floorboards, French kissing the beams, seeped sugarly into the dining room below. Thus, for most meals, Sir Henry sensibly sported a sou'wester.
Here's the road to Damascus.
Oh, Mr. Slodden, let me help.
Himself now. Himself. Poor Slodden, servant of the supernatural, exponentiosity. Religions of all persuasions, including the curiosity.
So very happy.
Baptism, exorcism, Galvanism, the stuff of the very Zorro of Zoroastrianism, the very... Gastroenterra.
Mr. Slodden, I believe it's the ectoplasm.
Super. He really is a marksman.
And the answer, Mr. Slodden, you have it.
The answer is only for the ears and pocket of the master of Rawlinson. Madam, I have found the only possible conclusion to this veil of...
Rain stopped play, what? Hello, Holy Roller. Come to see about the rats, have you? Why?
Mr. Slodden is a divine. He will speed poor Humbert to rest.
Stop the racket. What's your stripe?
The rainbow is but a measure of my spiritual diameter. I am both Anglican and Papist, a Buddhist and Epicissmus to the severest degree. Let me unfold my pedigree. I am...
You'll not be staying over. The priest holes are stuffed with empties.
No.
Incidentally, before I get drunk, have you killed?
Those prejudices which rarest humanum with grace.
The Hun?
The Lutheran was a reformer, but did mean well. But to extrapolate it.
I've engaged him.
Henry, be kind.
What kind of kind, Mr.
Slodden? The ghost of your dear departed brother, Humbert, will not rest without trousers to suit.
You're an incumbent, pluralist, a druid, and a bonzery Bible puncher.
Hush, Henry.
Hush! Slodden, I knew a man of the cloth, Hargreaves. You see,
The natives believed that a chap's soul was pure if the snake bite didn't harm him. He died in horrible agony.
My blueprint for a solution.
You have a map?
A blueprint for peace and quiet.
Ah, no violence, no shooting.
Hush, Henry.
When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through shouting through the night.
Henry.
Ah, Psalm 32. Sir Henry, in short, the ghost of your brother Humbert will not rest until furnished with appropriate trousers. I have an Oriental acquaintance who can manufacture in a twinkling just such a pair. Let us arrest the ghost on his wanderings for the briefest of fittings. Then we will reveal him with incantations. There is, however, the question of remuneration, a trifle perhaps to cover...
Cards, COD, Sludden, cash on delivery. Deliver me, Sludden.
A man of infinite compassion, madam.
And the way, Mr. Sludden?
Is hard and expensive, spiritually. For your mind's sake, Humbert must be put to rest, and for his own, of course. And the way involves CADS.
CADS?
CADS. Concreton Amateur Dramatic Society, the recent production of Macbeth at great expense has left Burnham Wood to come to Rawlinson at my beckon.
Help us, I beg you.
Madam, it was my purpose to furnish the unready with the wherewithal.
And the ready?
Must be fueled by the quick. We will pose as trees, the beast will pause.
A ruse! How thrilling! Garlic flowers in every room.
Should you need me?
I have only to...
Cough up. Felix culpa, to steal the lead from the roof of our compassion.
Buller's plan was fiendishly stupid. To get out, tickle the old trout, meaning Sir Henry, play him along, tog up as a patriotic pair. Buller would supply the togs, talk of Vera and Gracie, Monty, Winnie, and rehearse your hatred of spam.
I'm sick of spam, but careless talk, quoth
This
fly.
war day,
Nor a day,
nor an
nor an
hour
hour
to be lost.
to be lost.
Get a shufti on.
How do I keep that pre-war feel?
Oh, lovely bacons, Vera. All right by the night, Jerry.
I should cocoa, William. Darling, I drink whole tonic wine.
Have a go at the gang from Compton. After 15 plates of cabbage and 7...
Oh, with visit. Just after the result, he walks the bloody tower.
Take it not lightly. Fear is the root of all courage and profit.
Come on, Chief. Don't tell me you believe all this.
I traffic in the inexplicable. Ah, good luck. Mr. One-Tooth. Would a butcher deny death in defense of his trade?
Well, if you're going to be so bound notice, we'll split this down the middle, eh?
2 sheets, Buller. Bigger game tonight when I lay the ghost. Ah, Mr. Stumpy, just a large one. May you grasp the javelin as firmly as you grasp the faith.
Look, the trees are in the bag, right? And we're in, right?
Let us pray.
Listen, me and the crabs are as tight as a crab's arse. Like this. I'll be waiting. Crates of bubbly, bangers, caviar, and all the health and efficiency you can read, eh? Hello, what's going on here?
You know there is no proper name for the back of the knees.
Face jumping, lad. All's face jumping on all Squid's Day.
Going on my vast, though as yet unresolved, catalogue of general know-it-all, may I remind you of the exploits of one William Barker of Manchester. In the 1890s, Billy cleared a canal 35 feet wide, making a running jump jackknifing into a second to land perfectly and quite dry on the other side.
He's got no chance. Wearing spike running shoes.
It could be not my old cow. Sir Henry's ma.
Well, had she eaten it all then?
Not at all, not at all. Nice bit of smoked alligators, too. Has been lying there getting cold for the last 3 years.
Hey, by heck. 3 years. Did she do out?
Not at all. She just lays there saying nothing with her mouth wide open, catching flies and playing with the rats. Sir Henry says she'll get nothing more till she eats that last lot.
Did you know rats cannot be sick?
Yes, I'll do that. Just a second. Yeah.
Out in the fields of farmers, boys are working hard, sir. Old short scorches bumping leather necks. Our rosies pulling pipes down at the pool and lather, where rustics will relieve themselves of age. Last night would be counted on a rhubarb crumble. Now we're driven sweat upon the side. Wake up 6 and 7, still be mush and grumble. Weekends we'll forget about it all. Sing it. Lay down your big rope, your will tomorrow comes too quickly. Whiskers, mademoiselle, from armor tears. White man knows his onions are strong and pickly. Swill them down with dear old Rosie's beer. The village population, jumping on faces, catching the gapping, heading the shot. Thirsty priests, black magic, and bloody hundred.
Owls and werewolves balderdash. But now the night and Slotton's ruse to trouser the ghost. Florrie thought it all very Agatha.
Net my mother night in a snood shadow. I don't like clocks. They remind me of space. I prefer stars. They show me the throb of things.
$58 trousers, no rice.
All on our Jack Jones tonight, hmm? and in civis.
Prerogative of the individual, Sergeant.
That's what we're fighting for, lad. The individual. No use crying over spilt youth, Private.
What's a few blinks in the eye of the great face of time, Sergeant? Never, in the history of human conflict, have so many
owed so much
to so few.
Tremendous stuff, lad. Weekend pass?
Team up, Sergeant.
You lucky dog. Still, better take a deco at your ID. Just routine. All seems to be in order.
Darling!
Gracie. Gracie.
I've nothing to offer but blood.
How do you keep that pre-war feeling?
I drink Wall's Hind Tonic.
There is not a day nor an hour to be lost. Sergeant, adieu.
Guns before mutter.
Mother! She isn't.
London can take it. I'm wearing beetroots.
We'll fight on the beaches.
We'll beat on the roots.
And though the British Empire may last 1,000 years,
men will still say,
I hate spam. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
oh, bum.
The blazing roars for the end of the old year, and while the bumpkins jumped, Mr. Slodden reptile to engorge the glazed fruits of victory. But Henry dazed and rhino rage with losing his toys, while Buller waits with health and efficiency and the thought of bubbly to come. Why do male nudists wear towels to play tennis?
Buller. Buller.
Well, that old Law's son of Rawlinson, show how he...
Yes, sir.
Germany calling. Kannst du dann ja Deutsch versprechen?
What's all this? What is it? What is it? A BFBO radio?
Was willst du, mein Lieber?
Kidneys. Oh, yes. Well, bedeviled kidneys, my squire. And for myself, double egg.
Bacon and cabbage with spuds for a treat. And fancy cakes for feast days.
Yes. Fancy cake and fish paste.
Danke, Corporal. You will be well rewarded.
Throw up his goatskin and woman!
And the new painted longships were pulled to a sullen sea by men too maimed to...
Dawn tripping foul-mouthed through the severed limbs and snoozing boozers, old Scrotum, the wrinkled retainer, staggers for a hair of the dog that last night bit him and to wash away the taste of Mrs. E. While the one-time prisoners awoke free and fresh, dropping their shackles like an orchestra of falling teeth. Thus all to the Fool and Bladder.
Hey, hey, Seth, get up the hell out of here. Hurry, get up. Get up and get us. Laugh. When old Bob fell out of the tree, Sir Henry says it would have been nasty if the ground hadn't broken his fall.
Mind, Bob can't half-play a polka when he's had a few.
Did you know Beethoven was a terrible dancer?
Fiddle, cello, big boom boom.
Bassoon, flute, and a phonium.
No way.
I reckon he's that talented he can get a tune out of a cheese roll.
Good.
Through 2 lager beers.
Oh, no, that...
Splendid morning, Mrs. E.
Oh.
Germany calling, Germany calling. Germany calling, Germany calling.
Where is it?
Mrs. E!
Oh, it's whiting, hound tongue, ptarmigan.
This is my finest hour.
That was when I had my turn. The doctors call it the turn of the... Dear. She reckoned it was a boil. But I knew it was Derbyshire neck. I said you ought to get that seen to, but oh no. It was wobbling about on her neck like a bag of giblets.
Breakfast call, breakfast call.
Just porridge, cornflakes.
Listen, I could just go a nice plate of fish and chips.
No chips!
And so now to that green nestling nowhere, where whelks are nostrils in reverse and winkles earplugs. Peace. In a dawn lovely as an octopod's pinky nativity, far from the madness, through limp alleys, endless shy, simper-dripping elms to there, where glowering, fierce stone bulldog replete, massive crumbling mastiff bristle, defiant in self-poisoned puff and stately unseat, normal at Rawlinson End. But next time, Rafe has his upper lip pierced so he can see where he's going whilst whistling. Why the hermit eats turf sandwiches, and Hubert, ever the gentleman, offers his seat to a lady in a public lavatory. There is considerable misunderstanding.
Time for time to flash her dazzling dentures. Hey, ah, oh, the way things are, the cracks are showing. The cracks are showing.